All right, you guys. So example 5 through 8, we're doing pretty much what we've been doing with these congruent triangles. It says, state what additional information is required to know that the triangles are congruent by the HL theorem. So these problems are either going to give us part of the HL theorem. So they're either going to give us the hypotenuse or the leg pretty much, and we need to state what else should have been marked in the picture as congruent, so I could show that the two triangles are congruent by the hypotenuse leg theorem. So pretty much if we have the hypotenuse, that means we need one of the legs to be shown to be congruent. If we have the legs, that means we need to show that the hypotenuse is congruent between both triangles to show the two triangles are congruent by the HL theorem. So basically, we're either going to be given either the hypotenuse or the leg, and then we're going to have to say, well, they should have shown either the hypotenuse or leg to be congruent to show they're congruent by the HL theorem, okay? Don't forget, though, in order to use the HL theorem, you must establish that your triangles are right triangles. So don't forget that. If you don't establish that first, you can't use the HL theorem. Okay, well, let's get going on these example problems. I'm super excited. Okay, so let's take a look at example 5. So again, state what additional information is required to know that the triangles are congruent by the H to the L theorem. All right, let's get going on example 5, and that's way too zoomed in. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's get going. So I have two triangles. Again, I must first establish that these bad boys right here are right triangles. What do you think? How do we know that these two are right triangles? They have a right angle in them. So I do know that triangle DEF and triangle XVW are right triangles. And how I know that? Well, they each have a right angle, which is the definition of a right triangle. So my reason for knowing that is the definition of a right triangle. Okay, so I know that these two triangles are right triangles, which means I can hopefully show that these two could be proven congruent by the HL theorem. I don't know, we'll have to see. Okay, so you guys spot anything in the picture that was given to me as congruent? Holy hot dog, you guys, that's correct. We know that FE is congruent to WX because it was given to us. Now remember, if we're trying to show that these two are congruent by the H to the L theorem, I need both a hypotenuse and a leg. So which part of the triangle is FE and WX, the leg or the hypotenuse? Well, these are the sides that are directly across from the right angle. So what do you guys think? It is a hypotenuse. So if I want to show that the two triangles are congruent by the hypotenuse leg theorem, what is missing if I know the hypotenuse lengths are congruent? I'm missing the leg, okay? And it does not matter which leg you pick, okay? To be safe though, so I'm trying to state what else they should have given me, or what else should have been marked congruent in my picture to show these two triangles are congruent by the HL theorem. So they gave me a hypotenuse, so this problem should have given me the fact that the legs are congruent. If they did that, then I could have shown they're congruent by HL, but they have deprived me of that. So I'm going to tell this problem what they deprived me of, so then next time maybe they'll let me show triangles are congruent. I don't know though. Okay, so again, it doesn't really matter which ones you pick, because you can pick either leg. The picture does not say drawn to scale, so technically I can't assume anything about the lengths, but to keep things consistent, well, it appears that XV and DF are shorter. So since I don't really have anything to go off, I'm going to say that these two could have been congruent in these two, because these two look longer. Now, it wouldn't be wrong if you said like DE should have been congruent to XV, because again, it does not say drawn to scale, so I can't assume that this is the longest side and that's the shortest side, even though it looks that way. But to keep things consistent, I'm going to say that the two shorter legs could have been marked congruent, or the two longer legs could have been marked congruent. Guys, so I need the legs. The legs is what is missing. That is the key in this. So the legs, they could have given me that DE is congruent to WV, or they could have also given me that DF is congruent to XV. If they gave me at least one of the legs being congruent, then that would mean that my triangles are congruent by the hypotenuse leg theorem. All right, guys, well, that's it with example 5. Get pumped up for example 6.